What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kaylu,
And your boy ZB.
and we are back with episode 9 of Time Out, Let's Get Real.
Episode 9. We almost at 10 episodes. What's good?
We are. So, how was your week? Give us a little recap.
This week I have been doing a whole lot of nothing. Really, I mean, there's really nothing exciting going on. I feel like it hasn't been that long since we potted last. But um I had birthday party for my boy over the
Mm-hmm.
weekend, and now I have Lulu's birthday party to plan and
Mm-hmm.
see how exactly I'm going to do that. I'm not sure what I have in tuck for her, in store for her, but June is literally, let me tell you, June is literally the worst month for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting for everybody else, but for me it's stressful, and I'm the type of person I cannot plan multiple things at one time. So it's like Easton is June 9th, Lulu is on the 20th. Mind you, Father's Day is on the 19th this year.
Mm-hmm.
Kami is on the 22nd, so it's like literally birthday, Father's Day squeezed in there. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just planning for everybody, and it's hard for me to do multiple things at once. So it's literally one thing at a time. So I give myself like minimal days to make something happen. But
Mm-hmm.
I got some good stuff in store this year. So I've just really been doing for others as I usually do. ZB, the
Always.
people pleaser.
Yes, the hero.
But nothing really exciting, honestly, going on. Just chilling. It's hot as hell down
Say
here every
hot.
day in and day out.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? How's your week?
Well, actually my week has been like really sort of stressful a little bit because, June, July and January are like the months in hair where people like cancel a lot or you're not really that busy. Now, I will say I've been very fortunate to be really busy the whole month of June, but for some reason this week a bunch of people are needing to reschedule for next week, so that means next week every day will be 13-hour days at the salon. Now granted, I'm still getting them in 1 month, so that's nice. I say that I need these breaks, and then when I get them, I'd be, like, panicking because I feel like this constant need to work from sunup to sundown all the time. Um,
Hey, you gotta get the
but
money.
yeah, I'm trying to relaunch my lash website. I have, a lash company, if you guys did not know, it's kalulashes.com, so you can go purchase some lashes on there. Um, I think in next episode, I'm gonna give you guys the listeners a promo code to like get a free eyeliner glue pen or like a free set of lashes, just for
Yeah.
being a loyal listener. And so you'll get something from that. And
You
it's been
should do something like that at the end of every pod. Like
mhm.
every pod, change the promo a little bit. And it doesn't have to be like, I don't know how you want to do it, but that just shows that they've listened to the end. Since you listened to
Mhm.
the end, let me give you a nice little discount on
Yeah.
your lash order.
Yeah, for the support and everything. So I have all this lash inventory. I need to get that funneled out. Now I haven't really been selling lashes because I've been wearing individual lashes, and I really sell a lot of my lashes off of TikTok because I wear them in my videos and then everyone's curious what lashes I'm wearing. So I got my extensions taken off. So now I'm wearing only Kalu lashes. So from here on out, after this episode, when you see all my TikToks, it'll be Kalu lashes that I'm wearing. So just comment and ask which ones and I'll let you guys know. It's been super freaking hot in Ohio. It was like 97 today. We've had,
Hey,
like, scary tornado weather, like because in Ohio, it's not really normal for it to be that hot. Now, Florida, it's kinda normal, but Ohio, not so much. So, it's been super hot and super alarming.
um, why is it that it's slower with hair in January, June, and July? Why
I
would
don't
that
know.
be? Because I
So,
feel like
Jan
everybody needs their hair done all the time.
Yeah, I would say January is normally, because of Christmas, so everyone blew all their money at Christmas. And then July and June, I think it's just like people are traveling, they're on vacation. And also, I do a lot of blondes, like I specialize in blondes. So, the sun naturally lightens your hair during
Mm.
the summertime. So, I just think it's really the vacations and stuff. But like with June, I have someone booked every single day in June already. So, I mean, and I have multiple days in June that are all the way booked up because all my clients book 6 to 8 weeks out. So a lot of them this time booked 8 weeks out because it's summertime. So 8 weeks puts them from May to June. So,
Okay.
or July. So,
Well, look at you. I hope that you stay popping and busy with your hair.
yes.
Um, I'm actually in a slow time with my sales,
Mhm.
but let's get to the real topic here that we've been talking about for the last couple weeks. I have a question for you along with the topic.
Okay.
Is once a cheater always a cheater? And have you ever
No.
cheated?
Yes, I've cheated, and no,
Oof.
once a cheater is not always a cheater. However, I want to explain my cheating theory. Okay, so it was in high school. I have not cheated since high school. And it but okay, so my first everything, I was with him for years and I got this other boyfriend. Now I had not hooked up with him, not done anything with him, and I cheated on him, my new boyfriend, with my old boyfriend who I had lost my virginity to. So, it wasn't like I cheated on the guy that I lost my virginity to with a new guy. It was like I cheated on the new guy with the old guy, and then
But
we got
does
back
that make
together.
it okay?
No, but this was also, like, in 2010, like, where I'm young, it was 12 years ago, so, like, I have not done that since, but I do think that if you're a cheater, then you can always change your ways, it's just about who you wanna change your ways for, especially in this generation.
Hey, you just said it. You just said it.
Yeah.
Um,
So, have you ever cheated, ZB?
yeah, I have. I, my main story that I have is I'm not proud of it, but this was again in high school years ago. My
Mhm,
shit was more so for revenge because I was dating a chick who was just very trifling and out there
mhm,
and caught up in I don't know what I was caught up in, but once I heard that she was doing her thing, I'm like, well shit, let me do my thing too because
mhm,
I had some people who I was trying to, go see and see what it's hitting for. So, I did that. So it was
mhm,
basically kind of like you're questionably, not 100% sure, but you're questionably cheating on me. So I'm going to do the same thing to you. It was almost like a
mhm.
pass. And
Yeah,
there's been one other time, but I won't go into too much detail, but basically every time that I've done it, it's been like a pass.
yeah,
And I'm not proud of it. Those are days of the past, but it's always been like out of spite.
mhm,
Sometimes kind of like, you just gave me a reason to go do kind of what I've been wanting to do, but yes, I have.
mhm.
So to answer the question is once a cheater, always a cheater. I know some dudes who particularly dudes. I know some dudes who just have this track record of literally like they cannot be faithful to save their life.
But I
It's just
don't
like,
think that they've found the person that's for them, and that's the
yeah.
thing.
So that's what I was saying. Like, and I've also heard from somebody that one of the people I'd be listening to was just basically saying like, once a cheater isn't always a cheater. Just because you cheated, all that means is like you haven't found that one who will make you be faithful. Once you find the one for you, you'll slow down. You won't be
Not
even
make
thinking about
you.
nobody else. Not make you like
Person you
not
want to
make
be
you,
faithful.
but like exactly. You have it can't be a forcible thing. It has to be literally desire. Once you
Mhm,
find that person who fulfills your own personal desires, you'll have no desire to cheat or be with
mhm,
anybody else.
yeah.
Not that it makes it right, but
Now,
filth.
why is it that you think people cheat?
I think cheating can come from multiple reasons. Like I said, there's some dudes who just be out here and just trying to get. I shouldn't say only dudes because I guess today in today's world, females do the same thing. But
Oh, for sure.
literally, there's some people who they get what they want and then are on to the next. But I
Mhm,
think a lot of times cheating has like some deep seated reason behind it. I think if you cheat, that if you're in a situation where you're not being fulfilled for whatever reason, may it be, I feel like usually it's more so like emotional and what you need emotionally and like as far as like what somebody is providing for you as far as emotional support and the way you make them feel. I feel like that has more heavy of a
mhm.
effect on whether you cheat or not. But also, if you ain't being fulfilled sexually,
Mhm.
you may cheat.
Yeah, I think people, like, lack, um what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they get lax in their relationship, and then it's like, you kinda just, like I don't know whether it's like you let yourself go, or, like, you just don't really care to please your partner, you don't care to be there for them, or, like, a lot of girls, like, check out mentally before they do physically, so, a lot of girls will be, like, completely done with you and just, like, waiting it out until they decide, "You know what? Like, that's the last straw, I'm actually done." They can be mentally checked out for a long time.
Right.
As to
And
where
the same goes for
men
guys, I feel
Mhm.
like.
Guys think that they can have their cake and eat it too, or think that they're not getting caught, or that sometimes the female doesn't know, and in reality, they just know they're just sitting back like, Imma let you burn your own bridge."
Hmm.
And then they, like, find out or, like my thing is, though, is please don't like, okay, this is not off subject, but, like, do not go through your man's phone and find out he's cheating on you if you don't plan on doing a single damn thing about it, because what are you doing? Why would you do that? I have a strict no phone policy. I'm not going through a phone. I'm not hurting my own feelings. I don't care who you are. I'm not doing it. Now, I also wanna say I've heard stories of women going through Google search histories. Why are you doing that? That to me is the biggest invasion of privacy that I've ever heard in my life. Like, you're going
That
through
shit
his
is
Google search history?
that's extreme. But
Exactly.
there are
I've
some.
seen females who literally watch the same porn that their man, their husband, their boyfriend just watched and then clown them about it. Why are you invading someone's privacy to that extent that you are literally, like, alienating this man? That is so weird. Don't do that, ladies. Do not do that. That's like no, and I don't care, like, I know a lot of females are like, "Ah, nah, his business is my business." Okay, but there's some things that are just off limits, like and if you feel the need to go through your man's phone, then you
That
shouldn't
you
be in a
shouldn't be in the
relationship.
situation, period. You shouldn't be in a
Yeah.
relationship. And literally 9 times out of 10, like, first off, you shouldn't be in that situation if you feel the need to go through the phone. But 9 times out of 10, when you're
You gonna find what
looking,
you're looking for.
yeah, when you're looking through somebody's phone for a red flag or a problem or something that you don't agree with, you're going to find it. So it's
Yep.
just like, well, why put yourself through that? Like,
Mhm.
but then
Unless you are like I'm sorry, go ahead.
I guess on the other side of that, it's just like, what if maybe you were about to say this, but what if like you have this feeling or somebody's told you this and that, a couple people have told you this, but you have no proof, so you just want to validate it. Now
Mhm.
I'm saying like again, if you have to look through their phone, you shouldn't be in the situation. But what if you just want to be sure, but you have no proof?
Yep,
You might
and if
have a
you
slight feeling, but you might have been clueless at first, which are always the ones that hurt the worst. When you had no clue,
Mhm.
then you get
Yes.
that curveball like, what?
Yes. Yes.
Damn, you would do me like that? So if you would
Uh-huh.
do me like that, you can't trust nobody out here.
Yep, but my thing is if you're gonna look for it and you gonna find it, my baby, you better step. Once you find it, you better step and you better step out and you better be gone and you better be done. Like, cause once you find out they're cheating and you stay, you now are suited and booted in your certified clown suit and you look crazy. Cause why are you still staying? Like,
So,
unless they've done, like, in another situation where, like, DJ Envy, he cheated on his wife. Now, he stepped out on her, but he also did every single thing possible in order to win her trust back. And so then I think after that point, if you decide to go through a phone, that's on you because they broke your trust and that's on them. If
right,
you do decide to stay.
so basically by saying that, so it's like if you are in a relationship and you've been cheated on or they cheated on you, does it give you the green light? Does it make it more okay to look through their phone now because now they've broken your trust, even though you've decided to stay or they've won you back? Is it then okay to look through the phone? Is it then okay to invade the privacy, or
I think
basically, if they can't gain that trust back, then
I think the trust will never be there again if they cheat. Like a part of you, unless you're like DJ Envy, who he said that like he is like an open book, like go through my phone, go through my email, do whatever, pull up at any time. Gia is with him, or Gia is with him constantly, always. Like she's like one of the bros. Like he wants her with her, or he wants her with him constantly. Now that's a different story. They've been together since they were young, and she didn't see it coming at all. and it was totally like thrown off. And then it was like, what? Like, so I think that, I don't know. I just think once they've broken that trust, you're never going to trust them again. But then I think a lot of women, like, whenever they find out they've been cheated on, it like awakes a savage. I remember when I was
For
in
sure.
a situation, I wasn't in a relationship, so I can't say that I was cheating because I wasn't in a committed relationship, but I was entangled or in a situationship. And I found out the guy was cheating with someone that I was very close to. So,
Mm.
someone that was very like, it threw me way off. And then he awoke a savage. And then I was on my bullshit. Like, you want to be funny? I'm gonna be hilarious. You want to go low? Let's go to hell. And I remember one time, um, he thought that it was just sweet because, like, I was just playing it cool, whatever. And he had a key to my house, and I remember, do you remember this story?
Yep.
I had a guy leave the house, and about 10 to 7 no, 7 to 5 minutes later, he walked in the house and, like, pulled my leg. I'm laying in bed, and he pulled my leg. He's like, "What's up? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh my god." And I just thought, like, if he had been here 5 minutes prior, this would have all been bad. It would have been terrible. But, I mean,
Mm-mm.
it was at the point where I was like, I was I couldn't even be mad at him for what he was doing. Mind you, this is an entanglement, a situationship. I was young. He was a lot older than me. And I just was kind of like, whatever. And I will say at this time, like, I was down bad, like, as far as like financially. And this was the only
The
person who
struggles.
really like, I will say to this day, like, he really held me down and like he really helped me when I didn't ever ask, never. But like he would like open my fridge, I ain't have nothing in the fridge, and he'd be like, okay, here goes $150. Go to the store, please. Like, get some food in this fridge. But
Mm.
mind you, like I said, I was young. So and another, like, that was another situation. Like, so women, I feel like once you do that, you embark on, like, you awoke in a savage. Like, at this point, bet it's everybody for themselves. Like, so don't step out on your relationship. That's all I can say. And don't cheat, because if you cheat, I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. So what did I do? Do you remember
No, I
with this
don't
particular
remember.
situation when I caught him up? And then
I remember you catching him up in a strange situation, yes, but I
yes.
don't remember your retaliation.
So what did I do, y'all? I hooked up with the guy that he shares an office with at work. And the guy went into work and was talking about this girl named Katie. And then he said, "What does she look like?" And he showed him a picture of me. And it was like, "Yeah, you want to be funny? Let's get it. I'm going to make stuff real uncomfortable for you."
Damn,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
see, that's what I'm saying. How do you feel about like? I feel like women in today's generation, because we always talk about back in the day and the in this generation, dudes are this way. I feel like women in this generation literally are so spiteful, which I
Mhm.
can understand in certain circumstances, but so spiteful and literally play their cards just like they're dudes. Like
Mhm.
they literally act a little bit too masculine when it comes to having their choice of the field and who they can mess with. And I'm gonna mess with you if you fuck me over. I'm gonna get you worse. Like that
Mhm.
shit's just like, even
It's
though I can feel your pain, it's still like a little bit alarming.
okay, so let me ask you this. And hand in hand with that. Now, do you think that guys can handle being done to them what they do to females? As far
Now,
as cheating, as far as being a
audience,
dog, I want a true, honest, authentic answer from you.
audience, she just answered a question with a question. This is how you know when a woman is starting to deflect on the point. But um, no, because
They gonna fold faster than a damn lawn chair.
there's a lot more ego involved with a male,
Mhm.
period. So just like I was going to ask you another question,
Okay.
he would break you off with cash to put groceries in your fridge.
Mhm.
Maybe me being a male, maybe he just thought that since that was the situation and since he did things like that, he might
Mhm.
have a little bit more leeway when it came to outside of your
Absolutely
guys'
not.
shit.
No.
Does that make it okay?
No, he didn't think that at all, though.
Is there a price for you to accept that?
No, no. I'm
Because you
okay,
guys
so
weren't officially in a relationship. Granted, you were
no.
young.
Yeah, and he had a key to my house. I met his sister, I met his family, I met his nephew. His nephew would come to the house, they'd throw the football outside, watch TV, play video games, like, it wasn't like, in the how do I say this? The person that I caught him up with, it was like he was only there at night. It was after 2 a.m. that I
Mm.
caught him there most of the time. It was always dark outside when he was there. Now me, he's at my house 8 a.m. Da da da. Well, when I found out, I cut him off cold turkey. Like, did not care, was cool. I didn't have nothing to say to him. Like, I pulled up to the house, was acting crazy. Like, he pulled up to my house right after I pulled up to that house, and he was like, "I'm so sorry. I swear I didn't do anything." Da, da, da. Like, so I'm throwing his stuff down the stairs, and he's throwing his stuff back upstairs, talking about we not done. Da, da, da. Stop, you're tripping. Like, no, I'm not tripping. Like,
So did you let him back in after this at all? Be honest.
it was like I wanna say, like, 3 or 4 months later, he had showed up at the bar that I was at in front of this particular individual that I caught him up with and was in my face like, I don't care about her, like, I wanna be with you, like, da, 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 da," and that same individual called me and was like, "No, he really does care about you, like, it really is you for him," like, and then I did end up giving him another chance, and then with that how did that even play out? I don't even remember. Oh, one day he just randomly texted me and was like, "I'm about to move." 7 years ago. This man still ain't moved nowhere. He said he was about to
Uh,
move in a couple months, and so he just wasn't ready. Now, it was messy because he had a lot of stuff going on, like, and I understood the situation, and I can't really go too much into detail, but if you knew all the ins and outs about the situation, it would make more sense as to why I was more lenient about certain things, I guess, but it doesn't make it okay. And yeah.
so there's no price for you to accept that type of behavior for
N
you. Because this is kind
um,
of like on the Nick Cannon stuff last week that we talked about. For
mhm.
some women, there's a price. I can accept the way you live in your lifestyle, but let's say he had been upfront about it, like, okay, we're not in an official relationship, but I mess with you, but it's not going to be exclusive. But in turn, for you dealing with that, I will stock your groceries, give you some gas money, make sure that you straight. Hell, I'll even chip in on your bills, and I'm only here once or twice a month, but
Oh, no,
I'll
he
do
was
that.
there w
Can you
twice
be
a week.
can you be accepting of that?
Yeah, 2, 3 times a week. No. I think that I mean, o obviously, at the time, I don't really know. I can't really remember too much about, like, how I felt at the time. I know that it was really hard for me, though, because that was the first person after my boyfriend was murdered that I, like, gave the time of day, and he was
Right.
at me for years, even when I was with my boyfriend.
You was deeply
Um
invested too because you did me dirty back in the day, but I
Oh
won't
my
get
god, we're
into it.
not gonna talk on that. I did not do you dirty, but
Um,
we're not
I'll
gonna get into
just
it.
quickly tell the pod
Um,
listeners that
if you really wanna get into it, we can really get into
I
it.
was freshly moved to Florida and I came back to Ohio for a wedding. And who else would I stay with other than my best friend? And
Mhm,
had my stuff, my fresh tux, and everything
mhm.
in her house. I'm coming back, getting ready to get ready for the wedding. She sends me a text like, "Hey, so and so's here. Your stuff's in the car,"
No.
and
Okay.
just did
So
me dirty like that.
now I need you to hear me out and not
Real
interrupt me.
friend.
So what happened is he told me he was coming into town. I said, "You can stay with me." I said, "However, blank might stay one night. And when he stays, you're going to have to find somewhere else to stay." Now, please keep in mind, this is a city full of hundreds of people and family members and friends that he knows. He's not in a homeless shelter or
Hundreds,
sleeping outside.
hundreds,
He knows,
hundreds.
how many people did you graduate with? Hundreds of
I
people.
can I can assure everybody that
Okay, maybe there was 10 places you could
she did
stay.
not give me the disclaimer ahead
Oh
of
my
time.
God. I swear to God on I did.
And you also had a roommate at the time, if I remember correctly,
Yes, but she wasn't there. I don't
for
think.
some odd reason.
She
And
wasn't there that
that's
night. Yeah. But
hmm,
he was like the guy that I was dating was really weird about, like, certain people being around, like, he didn't like to be around a lot of people, he's, like, super private, so and I know how that seems, but if you knew the logistics of the situation, like I said, it would make more sense to you. But he was, like, really weird about stuff like that, and it wasn't him that made that decision, it was me, I just didn't want him to feel uncomfortable, and ZB, we are at the bar full of all of his friends, and
So
I told
this
him
is
that at the bar, and he stayed literally 10 feet across the street from my apartment in our friend's apartment that lived literally right across the street from me, and he told me he needed to come get his stuff, so I put his stuff in my car so he could go grab it and didn't have to come inside. Now
so this
granted,
is your guys' beloved inspirational K. Lou
what about
choosing
it?
choosing a quick booty call
It was not a booty call, that was my man at the
over her
time.
best friend.
It was not
choosing
a booty
choosing
call,
her man at the time over
and
her
I
best
didn't
friend who was
choose him
just
over
coming
you,
back to visit
bruh.
for the first
I
time. I'm
literally
telling you
told
what,
him that he was gonna stay one night and that when he did stay, he had to find somewhere else to stay, and he
she
literally said
didn't.
that was not an issue.
I assure you, she
Bruh, we didn't
didn't.
even argue about this at the time, so I don't
But
know
it
why
doesn't
you
even matter.
continuously bring this up.
This is
He's so
literally
annoying. He
6
just
years
wants to
later,
bicker.
but
Exactly. It's
um,
7 actually.
I'll never forget that. Anywho, it's
Oh,
all
yeah,
good.
probably 6. Okay, so next question is we had a listener question, and they would like to know how important is sex in a relationship, especially for long term, like long term relationships. How is important is sex? And I want you to answer this first because you know me, I'm gonna talk my shit.
Well, sex is very, very important
Mhm.
because every relationship tends to start out a certain way. We all know that we go through the honeymoon stage.
Mhm.
The honeymoon stage is always set up to where everything is peachy, everything is great, and what else? A lot of sex.
Mhm.
So you get to one thing that the honeymoon stage does show you very clearly is typically what your sex life is going to be like. Now you can
Mhm.
have optimism, of course, with every person. You have to build up and get to know each other more and push boundaries the farther you get into it.
Mhm.
But you're having sex more frequently typically in the honeymoon stage initially.
Mhm.
And the thing that not only sex, other things, other efforts, the things that you do when you're dating, you have to continue to do after the honeymoon stage when you're deep into your relationship.
Mhm.
Because literally the relationship was started off of these little efforts that a person made to impress you.
Mhm.
So once you get into this relationship, what happens after the honeymoon stage is a lot of times people get complacent. A lot of times people get way too comfortable and they no longer make the efforts that they used to make,
Mhm.
which most of the time will leave your partner feeling like, damn, like how, what happened? What switched?
Mhm.
What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. This is just the norm now. So I
Mhm.
know you're there and um, I can respond a different way. Whereas initially, when you're dating, you always have to basically turn up. You always have to turn this persona on. You always have to be your most positive self, your
Mhm.
best self. But sex overall is, I feel like that's very important,
Mhm.
especially for a male. We've all heard about makeup sex, breakup sex, all that type of stuff. But sex, I feel like it's literally no matter what's going on, unless it's just absolutely toxic, sex is important. You have to keep a regular, intriguing sex life. You have to have that. If you don't have that, you could have the greatest things outside of that. But if there's no sex life with it and you've already passed, now some people stay, virgins and don't cross that line until marriage or whatever. But if you've already dabbled, you want some damn more. So if you've already
Mhm.
experienced this shit, you got to keep bringing it. If you ain't bringing the sex, you ain't bringing the bomb, that fire,
Mhm.
that wop, as you children say,
Mhm.
then it's probably not going to work. It's
Well,
very important. It's very important.
I think that the relationship is the cake, right? And then the sex is the icing. By the way, if
Mm.
you're any of my family
Oh
members,
shit!
you might really want to stop listening.
She's hitting us with an analogy now.
I think that the The relationship is the cake and the icing is the sex. And what the fuck is the sex without the icing? Or what the fuck is the cake without the icing? Like, let's be real. So, like, I think that people get complacent in relationships and like stop having sex or stop having like fire sex. Like, my opinion, I'm like astonished by the amount of people who are having mediocre ass sex. That's crazy to me. It should be like knock that shit out the ballpark, home run every time for both parties. And men, you need to be pleasing your women. Why are you having sex just to like please yourself? You going to get yours every time. So I need y'all like and I want y'all to know there is a lot of y'all who have no clue how to please a woman. Like you really don't know. Like you have no idea what you're doing. You really need to ask your shorty, like, what could I do better? Like, even if you are doing something like you're doing it great, you know what I mean? But like, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for like check ins and like, what is it that I could do a little bit better? Like, what could like, and you have to
Literally.
have an open conversation and not let your ego get the best of you to where like, oh, I'm the best, I'm fire. Like, and I want y'all to know pounding shit isn't doing nothing for us. I promise. Like, and so please like incorporate things like toys and stuff. Like make it spicy, role play,
Oh,
whatever you
man.
all into. Like do all of those things. Like there should never be a time where you're just like lax. Like you should always be putting it down. Like
So,
that's just how I feel.
first off, everybody literally is slightly different as far
Bruh.
as their
Don't nobody
comfort.
like
Hold
mid
on, hold on,
sex.
hold on. No, nobody likes mid sex. We're all the same in that. Everybody wants fire and to be pleased.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's different as to where like their comfort level is. Some
Mm-hmm.
people take a little bit longer to get comfortable with even having the conversation of like what I like. I
Mm-hmm.
know some girls be scared to say, "Well, I like this" or
Mm-hmm.
"I like that" because they don't want to mess up a male's ego. Like the conversation is put off too long. But once you have that conversation, I feel like regardless, you should always be willing to. I think that's part of love. Like I feel like even if you typically don't necessarily like something,
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't like it, you should always be open and willing to
Yeah.
do something
Try
for the
whatever.
pleasure of your
Exactly.
partner. So you
Exactly.
should be down for whatever. If like that's love to
Now,
me.
if you try it, I will say this, if you try it and you don't like it, then you don't have to do it again, but don't
But
shut
it's
down whatever it is
respectable.
that they like, so
Right.
unless it's something that you feel, like, wildly uncomfortable with, like, try to see it out, thug it out, see it through, my boy, like, that's what I'm saying, like, you really need to, like I think that's the thing, people become complacent in relationships, and then you don't feel attractive anymore, like, you don't feel wanted, you don't feel desired, you don't feel, like, um pleased in your relationship, and that's why a lot of people step out, I think sometimes like their partner is just like, oh, she's here, she gonna be here no matter what, or he here, he gonna
Right.
be here regardless. Like, no girl,
But
like if you don't
he or she's not bringing that. So it's
that's what I'm
like, so
saying.
I know Susie right down the street, Sarah,
Mhm.
whatever the name is
Mhm.
bringing that shit. So it's like, I feel like that is definitely a big reason why people step out. And I feel like the question altogether is like kind of like two sided because the way I see it is like, okay, if a male is asking how important is sex in a long term relationship, I can almost bet or guarantee with my knowledge of, being a male that suddenly farther into a relationship, the girl's not as willing to have sex. She's just not wanting to do that as much anymore. She's not
Mhm.
willing to go the extra mile.
Mhm.
Whereas if a girl asks that, the man's all of a sudden not as interested in her as he used to be, which you know what that means.
Mhm.
Instantly, if he doesn't show that same amount of interest or more in
Mhm.
sex,
Mhm.
I'm not talking about emotions, I'm talking about sex. If he's not as interested in sex, there's somebody else.
Mhm.
He's cheating. If he is a
Yep.
heterosexual male,
Mhm.
and he's not as interested in you as he was from day one or more at this point, there's
Mhm.
somebody else.
Now there
Literally, dudes just don't stop like that
yeah, there
unless
is
unless there's like some type of health problems or some shit. Because
yeah.
nah.
there is times where you are doing everything and you're being that for them and they're still stepping out, and that's just them, they probably have a problem, like, um, but
Well, there's ego in this shit, so it's like some males are fueled. Their ego is fueled off of not what they have, but what they can get. So I've have
mhm,
that. It's already been in the bag. So now let me go ahead and get this, and I can probably go get this, even if I did get caught.
mhm,
Potentially still come back and rebound.
mhm,
Nah,
yeah,
she might threaten, but I can probably still salvage.
yeah,
So it's like some male egos are fueled off that, like literally, like let me get
mhm,
everything that I can.
and that's why
But
ladies go ahead.
so I was about to say that's why I mess with Nick Cannon. I have no problem with what he's doing because
Anyway,
he's telling these females, he's telling women straight up front. Most dudes don't have the balls to do that. Most dudes are going to play a game with you and play with your head. Instead, I'm going to tell you right up front, and you're not going to be the only one. I don't. I'm a polygamist.
yeah.
I'm
I just think
not
that everyone needs to be like, first of all, ladies, if that does happen and your man cheats on you and you find out about it, you gotta stand on your word. So whatever you said, you gotta stand 10 toes out on that. Because if you don't got your word, you ain't got shit. If you don't stand for nothing, you gonna fall for everything. So, like, you really do
mm,
need to, like, stand on what you said. So, like, if you continuously let this man cheat on you and you don't ever, like, leave his ass, I'm telling you, he will never stop cheating on you because he knows what it is when it comes to you. He knows you're a joke. He knows it's a game. He knows it don't
right.
matter. But no, I just think that it should never, I don't know, because, like, okay, I'm about to put my family's business out here. So, my aunt and uncle have been married for years. Years. Like, they have been married since they were 16 and 14 years old. They are in their 60s. Mind you, they got
That's
married when they
crazy.
were 14 and 16, had a child, and they literally own a barn. Like, they built their house literally from freaking scratch. Like, my uncle's a construction worker, built their house ground up by themselves, built their barn ground up by themselves, live on like 58 acres or 60 acres or something in the middle of the country, have horses, all this shit, successful as hell. And my aunt, I do her hair, and she still, every time, she'll be like, she's so funny. She'd be like, "It's my dick date today." Like, she literally tells me, like, once a week, "Me and your uncle." Like, they have been married longer, they've been together longer than they've been alive. Like, longer they've been together longer than they've been apart in life. So, like, they're in
Right.
their 60s. I don't know exactly how old. Now, granted, my aunt is hot, okay? She's fine. So, yes, she's in her 60s, but you would never, every time she's in my chair, any other person in the salon comes up to her like, "You are so beautiful." Like, she takes, like, 7,000 vitamins a day, like, literally so many. She takes care of herself so well, like, and still to this day, my her and my uncle have been together 50 some years, and
That's crazy.
they still do it. So you saying like, "Oh, we've been in a relationship for 5, 6 years, or we've been in a relationship for 10 years, 30 years," and you haven't done it in years or, like, months upon months, that's crazy. Like, you should be wanting to fulfill your partner, and they should be wanting to fulfill you. Like, there's no reason you
Right.
should be in a relationship with someone and you're not sexually active. Like, there's just no reason. So, like, in your opinion though, ZB, how many times in a long-term relationship do you say, like, a week or a month would be, like, the normal or, like, the desired amount of times to, like, have
In a
sex with your
long term
partner?
relationship, shit, the same as. Matter of fact, this is reasonable every day.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Every
kinda
day,
feel like
because the shit started out multiple times a day, so it might as well
mhm,
be every damn day.
mhm,
That's how I feel. Now, if you it's that time of month,
or,
by
like,
all
3 days a
means,
week or something.
yeah,
But
no,
what's the period
within
stop? Nothing but a sentence, let's be real.
exactly, exactly, but
Like
within reason, I would say at least every other day. Shit, at least
yeah.
every other day. Like we have to. That is one of the biggest parts where we connect as males. Like
Mhm,
the will. It's not even just. It's not even the physical act. It's the willingness to know that you
mhm,
down. Like to know that if I. We always like for you to initiate as well, for sure.
mhm,
That's even better. But to
mhm,
know that if I try to initiate something or spark something off, that you're gonna be willing to do it whenever, wherever.
mhm.
That
Yeah.
is there's not much more attractive than that. Like
Mhm.
that and then just all the other things that come in a relationship, but sex is very important. Like there's I can't even put it into words. It's very important
Yes.
because literally, let me tell you, all women, you could be the best woman out there, but to a male mind, if we ain't having no sex, then what is the headache for?
Mhm. That's what I'm
Seriously.
saying. Like, make it shouldn't all be about that, obviously, but, like, I
No.
just that's why I say the cake is the relationship and the trust and the values and the vision and the lifestyle. That's the cake, but the icing on the cake. Yeah, like,
Right.
I'm
Now,
not I'm not gonna be with anybody that's giving mid, sorry, like, so I think a lot of you, women, if, you have like I said, please, if you're in my family, please stop listening to this right now. If you've never had to, like, change the sheets after, you should probably, like, really get in touch with yourself.
man.
Like I think I just I think that I hate the fact that people are not, like, truly experiencing, like, what it's like to be risen, to, like,
Oh
the
my
clouds
gosh.
and brought down, you know?
Family is definitely listening, but I
But
mean,
they
hell,
agree, they're grown. They come on, like, if you are listening to this, you know what I'm talking about, like, just get in tune with yourself and your partner and, like, please get with a guy who, like, doesn't have an ego issue as to, like, he can't hear how he can improve, like, and
right.
men, be an open book, like, let your shorty come to you and be like, "You know what? I kinda think I like this a little better," and don't take it as, like, being discouraged. Like,
Well,
listen with
I
an open
feel
ear.
like I feel like most males should be literally. I mean, and I know it's not most males, but I feel like most males should be literally trying to go to the farthest point you've ever been to every single trip. They should be trying to be the absolute best experience,
But I'm
even if
telling
it's
you,
been you for the last 10 years. Let me
they're not
make
like
this
that.
time better than all the other 9 years.
They're not. They're not all like that. I've been very fortunate, but I'm telling you now, I have not been fortunate sometimes, and I'm telling you that, like, guys, a lot of them really don't know what they're doing. We should do a whole pod on that. I could really teach y'all some shit. Like, so that's a whole nother thing though. Like,
Oh,
if
Kalu.
I could get paid to talk about this for the rest of my life, I would. Like, I just think everyone needs to be in touch with their sexuality and what they like and what they're into. So, but anyways, did you have
There's a
anything
way to go. There's a way to go about telling. Um,
for
there's a
sure?
way to go about telling and kind of giving them some guidance. Especially like I feel like you should be able to read the type of dude you're dealing with,
Mhm.
or vice versa. You should be able to read the type of girl you're dealing with, and it's like you should almost after a while, after time. Sometimes it takes time. After time, you should be able to kind of like steer it a little bit, steer them to the right direction.
Mhm.
Like I kind of like this a little bit better. And you
Yeah.
can do it in different ways, but you can always guide them the proper way. Even if they do have a big ego, you
Yeah.
can they can be
And women,
guided. You just have to do it the right way.
be honest. If he asks you like, "Did you?"
Don't lie
You better be honest. Don't lie. Imma
because
literally look at you,
otherwise
"Nah. Nope, sure didn't. Maybe next time. Better luck next time, champ." I'm serious, like, y'all really got because like, if you let them continuously think DJ Envy and Gia literally said for 10 years, their first 10 years of marriage, she never, ever, ever orgasmed. And
that's
she
horrible.
told
That's
him she
horrible.
faked it for his ego. Girl, no. That's what I'm saying. Y'all
That's
gotta really,
that's
like, be in touch
but is
with,
that
like
whose fault is that's her fault, right?
yeah, she said that she was faking it the whole time, like, she literally told him one day in an argument, like, "That's why I've never orgasmed before with you in 10 years of being
Ooh,
together."
ooh.
Like, and it doesn't mean just because that doesn't happen doesn't mean that it's not good. Doesn't mean that it wasn't satisfying in some way. But
Right.
as a man, you need to know what your shorty likes, and as a female, you need to know what your man likes, and you need to do whatever at all costs. That's just what I'm on.
Now
That's
let's
my
be
personal opinion.
clear. Let's be clear that this is by no means the most important thing in a relationship. It's very important,
No.
but it's nowhere
Yeah,
near the
no.
most important things because when you find a partner who you're going to be with, like you said, your aunt and your uncle or have
Mhm.
been together for over 50 years or whatever, it's the older you get, naturally the less it's going to happen at some point. It's going to slow down. So it's like that's when, in the long scheme, in the long term view of things, the intangible things matter. The character matters. The
Mhm.
person that you are, the things that you're bringing to the table, how thoughtful you are, the efforts you make. So
Mhm.
again, it all ties in together. Like I think the biggest tip, because I literally go to these appointments and I talk to these married couples. Oh, we've been married for 60 years. We've been married for 35 years. We've been married for this long. And I always ask them, you got any tips? Oh, just be respectful of each other, compromise, yada, 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 all this
Mhm.
stuff. But I think the most common thing I hear, like on movies and just in real life experiences, like never stop dating the person. Never treat
Yep.
it like they're there forever. Treat it
Mhm.
like you're still dating this person. Treat it like you're still trying to wow this person.
Yeah.
If somehow you can make your mind believe that you're still doing the chase
Mhm.
and still make that effort, it can. That's how relationships last.
Yeah. Like, go get dinner and go get drinks and get drunk and
Like just
make
have
cookies
enjoy
in the
each other.
kitchen and, like, laugh and do dumb shit. Like, that's just, like, you need to do like, people need to make date nights a priority, whether it's, like, twice a month, like, you need to be going on dates, you need to be still dating your partner, you still need to be and honestly, another thing is, like, be thankful. Be thankful if
Right.
someone's putting initiative in, if someone's trying to, try to really be in the moment and, like, really enjoy what they're doing for you and, like, really soak in the moment and, like, don't think about whether you have, like, kids or, dogs at home or something. Don't, like, continuously just worry about all of that, like, really just
Right.
live in the moment and like, try to experience and really, like, cherish every moment that you get by your guys'
Sometimes you just
time.
have sometimes you just have to be selfish. Like that's what I
Yeah.
that's this is a very like in my relationship, this is a very reoccurring theme. It's like we're always talking I'm always constantly saying we need more time. Like we need to have our date nights.
Mhm.
And like naturally I don't want to do it on the days I have the boys because I only have them 50% of the time. But it's
Mhm.
like regardless of all of the kids, we need to like literally set aside at least 2 nights a month to where it's just
Mhm.
me and you,
Yeah.
to where we don't have to worry about nobody else. Just even if it's not overnight, it's just 4 or 5 hours. Like just
Yeah.
let us go do our thing and let us just be us just for a minute and not have to
Mhm.
worry about nothing. Like that is important. And that selfishness is only better for your kids in the long run. That's the shit that keeps the relationship strong and together. And it's
Mhm.
like we'll go months without a date night and be like, damn, we ain't had a date night. Right now it's June. We ain't had a date night since the end of March or early April. Like
Mhm.
every time, like it seems like it's been months, and that shit's tough. Like
Yeah.
it's tough going through the daily routine without having a moment to stop and take some time for yourself.
Mhm. And ladies, like, you can do it too. Like, if you have a man who, like, you see he puts effort in and stuff, like, you can plan a date night too. You can plan something, like, romantic or take him to the gun range or whatever it is he's into, like or, even go golfing with him, but just drive the golf cart around and watch him golf.
Right.
Like or, just, like, whatever your man's into. If he likes a certain sporting event or he likes a certain football team or a certain basketball team, like, maybe surprise him with dinner and tickets to the game or something. So like, women can do things too. I don't want it to get misconstrued like it's all on the men and the men have to do everything. But, like, if you have a man who likes certain things, like, when you're at the gas station, grab him whatever he likes without him asking and being like, "Hey, I got you this because you like it." Whether it's, like, sometimes it's really just the small things
It
and just
literally
be appreciative.
the small things matter more than the big things
Mhm,
because the small things happen more often.
mhm,
So it's like literally just it's the smallest things. Like that's dope. Like
mhm.
you may not like to go fishing, but hey, today let's just we don't have the kids. Let's just I know you like to fish. Let's just go here. Let's go to the bridge and throw a line in and see if we catch anything. We might not, but
Yeah.
we can do whatever we want to do and just enjoy each other and fish or whatever. Like, just make that little effort. I don't golf, but I'll drive the golf cart. I paid for you to golf today, 18 holes. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
ride with you and drive the cart. We can golf
Yeah.
and hang out and then go do whatever after. Like it's the little things like that. Like,
Mhm.
Or and those are like bigger than the little things. The little things are just like, hey, I got you an ice cream sandwich because I know you like these ice cream sandwiches. I stopped
Mhm.
at the gas station. I know you
Mhm.
like M&Ms. It's the smallest shit, but it's just like people, regardless of male or female, like to know that you were thinking of them when you were just going through your daily routine. Oh,
Yeah.
we was apart. We didn't talk all day, but I
Mhm.
just wanted to get you this because I was at the store and I figured I know you like these type of shirts. Let me get you this shirt.
Yep. Or like
It could be a damn $2 shirt,
yep. Or like if you're
but
in a
it's just a thought.
relationship and it's long term, like if you don't really do the little things anymore, you don't really do the sweet things anymore, all you like send a text. Good morning, babe. I hope you have a good day at work today. Like, I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. I see all the work. I see how hard you're working. Like, I hope you have a good day. I'm going to have dinner ready for you when you get home. Whether it's just like
Right.
something so small or like, I remember one time, I had like a really bad day in class. And I remember like, I was just not in a good mood. And T called me and he was like, will you come spend the night? And I was like, I just really don't want to. I'm not in the mood. He's like, no, please come. And like, I went there and he had like ordered us takeout and he had his lights like dimmed and like gave me this like full body massage and like had the the massage therapist music playing and just like
Hmm.
candles lit and it was just like oh like he knew that I had a rough day and he just like wanted to make it
Right.
better. Like just even things like that in your house. Buy some massage oil, light some damn
Literally.
candles and dim the lights. Like and
And this
give
is
your shorty or your man a massage.
especially for people who have limited funds right now and
Mhm.
can't go out or have children and can't get away from the house. Put them kids to sleep,
Mhm.
get creative with the dollars you have, and make a date night at your damn house.
Mhm.
Like, there's always room for growth. There's always room for anybody in a relationship to do a little more. Now, of
Yeah.
course, it needs to be reciprocated, but there's
Mhm.
literally like, there's always something. It's the
Mhm.
smallest things. And like, it's basically you just expressing your gratitude for this person. So there's always room to make more effort. There's always room to be better. Like, sometimes I get caught up in the routine. I'll come home, be real quiet and just like kind
Mhm.
of like I seem aggravated and I'm not really. I'm just like kind of like, man, like same thing every day. I'm just trying to watch the show and not be bothered, but
Mhm.
at the same time I'm kind of acting like distant
Mhm.
because it's like, I'm kind of taking shit for granted in the moment. Like,
Mhm.
there's always room to improve yourself or ways to make an effort. So
Yeah.
please, everybody do that. But also on that note, deliver that bomb sex
Yep.
while you still can, because there'll be one day where you can't, and all you can do is sit and look at each other and be aggravated.
Also, one just to touch on last week's what like I just want to know, men, like, do y'all agree with Nick Cannon? Like, because why did this man? Did you hear on the podcast when he said he doesn't like sloppy head? Did you hear that
I
part?
agree. I agree with his lifestyle, but I don't agree with that. What
Cause
the
what? When I was listening, I was like, huh? What? I ain't never heard nobody say that. That's why I say like Nick Cannon. That's why my thoughts on him changed a little bit because I really thought he was with all the shits, but he's really not with all the shits. He's like talking about he don't want to shorties bringing toys. He don't want none of that. It's all him ego. Blah, blah, blah. Like he don't like sloppy. Like yeah, he didn't like a lot of things I thought he was gonna like, but
that
yeah,
shit that threw me way off. I won't lie. I was like, what? But
yeah. Like he's like it's disgusting. I'm like what? Like okay.
something
Anyway,
must. The vibe I got from that, honestly, is something might have happened to him while he was younger or
maybe I don't
something,
know.
because like he was real weird about like he was getting into detail about like spit dripping down there and all that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like what?
Yeah, he was, like,
If
very
it the
turned
wetter
off
the
by that.
better.
Yeah. I don't know what Nick Cannon was talking about, ladies, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, that's another thing. Yeah, that's a whole nother anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, this week's episode of Time Out Let's Get Real. Just 2 best friends chopping it up and keeping it really real on Time Out Let's Get Real. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast.
Really, really real.
Yep, and if you guys would like to let us know any of your opinions, you want us to talk about certain topics, you wanna know let us know how you felt about this week's podcast, or you want us to read something on next week's podcast, please do let us know at what email, ZB?
Timeout, let's get real at gmail.com.
Yes, and
And
go
go
ahead.
follow your boy at It's Your Boy ZB on TikTok.
Yep, and you can follow me on just go to my TikTok or my Instagram, and you can find my Linktree page, which has all of my YouTube channels, all of the podcasts, my Instagrams, everything you can find on there for me. And thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast. Have a great week.
Next week,